Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I actually admire that you can actually be this fake, and like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. You're the scum of the earth.
You don't doubt me, I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Lebanon, half a pound, headshot, dead. That's it.
There's guys out there that are doing this day in and day out. They live and breathe this stuff that they don't get the recognition or credit that they deserve.
Is the secret to fighting?
Not being a fucking pussy. Honestly, you can teach anybody how to fight. But like, if you're a fucking pussy, that's a really hard thing to teach someone not to be.
What is up, fellas? Welcome back.
Yo.
You already know what it is. Episode 51. Fresh off the first fight night of the year. Johnny Walker versus Ankalaev. Two. Yeah, good call. Two.
Right, yeah,
but if you really want to count the first one as one, I mean, it was kind of.
They did. I thought it was weird that they did call that two, but whatever. Yeah.
I don't even think. Well, for one, I still personally feel like they should have gave it to Johnny Walker, period, because in any fight in the history of the UFC, if someone gets hit with an illegal knee, it's not a DQ. It's not a no contest. It's a disqualification, winner to the other person. Look at what happened to fucking Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan. Same situation. Guess who got the win? Aljo did. So
yeah,
very
anything
true.
For a trilogy. They just want trilogies.
Unfortunately, we're not going to see that trilogy. I don't think so.
No,
not after what happened
not
last
for a
night.
while. Not for a while.
Johnny Walker has a long road ahead of him if he wants to get back into any sort of contention of anything. So, but yeah, we can hop right in. Like I said, episode 51. Welcome back, boys. This is the first fight recap of the year. We decided to start doing these recordings now on Sunday so we could get you fresh into the news for one, what happened last night, and two, that way we can go ahead and get our predictions in for next week as well. And then throughout the week, we'll hit some live streams throughout the week. If news pops up, things happen. Obviously, we saw last week a fight get canceled midweek before the fight. So, if stuff like that happens, we'll go live, talk about it, talk with you guys about it too. So this just gives us a good 5-day leadway to get this news out to you guys, so you guys have a chance to listen to it throughout the week. So, but yeah, let's jump right in, boys. Last night, Ankalaev, Johnny Walker 2 started out really hot, man. We started out the prelims with 3 knockouts in a row. Joshua Van leading off 2024 with a big win in the second round against Felipe Buniz. I think honestly he started out really slow in that fight, and then I think he lost the first round and ended up, midway through that, or that right at the beginning of that second round, is picking up the pace and then showing why his cardio is what it is and why, he's a big prospect in that division. And then getting that big knockout victory definitely put him in the contention of getting a good fight next. So super excited to see him fight again, especially after the way he performed. So.
Absolutely, man. Cardio is key in that division, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it is, it's a kind of a stacked division too. I mean, in the lower, I wouldn't say stacked, but there's a lot going on in the top 10 right now with a lot of these different fighters. You got Makayev, you got, Moreno, you got the champ, you got Cape. There's just a lot going on in that division. So he can kind of like keep his name low key, slide into a top 15 fight, kind of work his way into the Magic. And then, if he fights the way he did last night, he outstruck the guy by 100 strikes. So, and that's with losing the first round.
It's insane,
I did see a super interesting point on Josh Van today on Twitter, and you guys may have seen this as well. So Joshua Van is 22, and somebody made the point that he has 17 months to become champion and break John Jones's record as youngest UFC champion ever. Could Joshua Van make a push in the 125-pound flyweight division and become the champion in 17 months?
No.
And become the youngest UFC champion ever?
No.
Oh, man, it'd be sick, but I don't think there's enough time.
No, not 17 months. That's way too quick.
I
think he's got to fight. He's not even ranked.
Right. So your next one, top 15, top 10, top 5. Number one, you got to fight. Let's say you got to fight 5 more times. 5
fights in less than a year and a half. I just don't think that's possible.
So that's maybe every 3 months, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. every 3 months, people do it. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
We
but
covered.
that people do it, but that's people. You gotta put this. All right, think about it this way. What are all the flyweight fights we see? They're fucking scraps. They're bangers.
Yeah.
They're fucking scraps, dude. So you're telling me this guy's gonna fight every 3 months for the next 15 months in a flyweight division where every fight is a scrap? No shot.
What if he gets rid of one of those fights? So like, what if he
4 fights.
gets ranked top 15, and then something comes up, he steps into a top 5 ranked fight. Now he just jumps one, and now he's only doing 4, so he does 4 to get him a number 1 contender fight. Or I mean, it's definitely possible. I don't know that. I saw that. I thought that was super interesting, and I don't know that there's anybody else even close right now as a UFC prospect that could have the potential to break that record as the youngest UFC champion ever.
How
Like
old is Sean
who's
O'Malley?
even? Sean O'Malley is like 25, 26.
Okay, so he was in 24, 25. Or 25 when he broke it.
He's fought 3 times in the UFC already, dude. He's only lost 1 fight. And the thing is, like, he's got a story behind him. Like, if he's gonna sell tickets, then shit, he's gonna sell tickets. It's definitely possible. That would be sick, dude. 5 fights. I mean, we covered. What's that girl we covered last year, guys? Like 7 fights.
What about
Like it
what's
happens.
his name, man? Raul Rojas.
Yeah, but he came in and lost, and then
he
he
did,
just got a
but
he
think
just
about
got
it,
a
though.
rebound win. He did just get a rebound win.
But who did he lose to though? He lost to a veteran who was a top 15 veteran, and he lost by decision.
I don't think he was ranked. No, he
lost
didn't.
by submission. He lost by submission.
Yeah, he got submitted. Yeah,
But it was in like the late rounds
shit.
though.
and I don't think that guy was ranked.
Christian
Yeah.
Rodriguez,
Pretty sure that
I'm
guy
pretty
wasn't
sure,
ranked.
But Christian, I'm saying was ranked. He was
Yeah.
a top 15 fighter.
Oh,
at one
okay,
time.
yeah.
But
So was I.
But that was his that was his second fight in the UFC.
Right,
So I
yeah.
mean, to have a fight that big in your second fight and to kind of look good, I think he still has the potential to do it if he gets big.
He does.
If he works it. I mean, he's only 19.
What is he fights at? 135? He's a bantamweight.
I think
I
so.
think. I think he's a
maybe
bantamweight.
135. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're talking flyweights, and you are talking like you made the point that like there's a lot of talent in the flyweight division, which you're right. We'll just have to see. I mean, like you see Manel Cape misses weight, right?
Yeah, he needs to go up.
So-
Man. That's like his second missed weight, but he also has a bad history.
He's so
in,
small.
Dude,
he has a bad history in canceled fights. Did you see the stats on his fight record?
No.
It was like his last like out of his last 10 fights or something, 8 fights have either been canceled, missed weight, or opponent missed weight. Or
Jeez.
sickness, like 8 of his last 10. So he's only fought like twice, or it was like a weird stat. It was like a crazy stat, actually.
Yeah.
Did y'all see him? Did y'all see him at the weigh-ins, dude?
didn't
His
look
body, he didn't even look like a fighter, bro. He had like little man titties, and it just. I hit you up immediately, and I was like, I hit you up, and I was like, hey, dude, he looks small. Well, guess what? I guess he wasn't small. He fucking was overweight, but I mean, he did not look in shape.
But you know what else he looked to? He looked like he was about to miss weight. Like you could see it in his face. Like he was like, fuck, I did it again. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
The
he
worst
knew.
feeling ever.
You could tell. You could tell he knew before he stepped on the scale.
Yep. So, but anyways, we got a little
Yeah,
sidetrack.
let's move.
Get
Let's
into-
move on. I just saw that, dude, and shit like that always excites me. Like, is
Yeah.
it possible? Because
I
that's
feel
one of those things that's like, John Jones was 23 or whatever. Like, it's so unheard of nowadays for a 23-year-old to literally be the fucking champion. So it's like, is it possible?
I will say
Is that record ever going to be broken? Even
I was about to say this. That record will 1,000% be broken within the next 5 years.
yeah,
Really?
sure.
Yep, I think so. I think the talent of fighters that are coming up right now, the for one, it's not even really the talent of fighters. It's the things the UFC are offering to these fighters. It's the proper training these fighters are getting nowadays. It's the nutrition. It's the everything that's going into what these fighters are getting nowadays that they didn't get back then. I mean, dude, this is like they're opening up like their 4th UFC, performance center.
Performance Institute.
Yeah, Performance Institute this year all across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like Mexico, America. Like I think they're opening one in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
So it's like,
Yep.
dude, they're opening up all of these things. You mean to tell me there's not an 18-year-old Daggy out there? I mean, I know it's crazy to say, but you mean to tell me that there's not an 18-year-old Daggy Nagy out there who's not going to come off the Olympic trial wrestler or some crazy shit and then become like an elite fighter in the UFC. It's going to happen within the next 5 years. So, I mean, John Jones was just a special breed. He'll be the greatest of all time forever. I don't foresee anybody ever beating his records of, longest title run, anything like that. I just don't see that happening, but I definitely could see the youngest fighter becoming a champ within the next 5 years. I agree with you. Just with everything that the UFC offers nowadays and everything going into these fighters. But anyways, back on track. I think the next fight on the card was probably the best performance of the night. And I would say, no, maybe not best performance, but the biggest upset. So Nicholas Mota coming in to Tom Nolan, Dana White Contender Series guy, coming off the scene undefeated, comes in here as a big, heavy favorite. And Mota, 1 round in, handles business, gets the TKO finish. Fucking cheers. Salute to that, brother. You just knocked down a hype train, made yourself look like a king, walk on, get a good fight next. Tom Nolan, go back to the drawing board, buddy, because welcome to the big leagues.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Welcome to the fucking big leagues.
That's why it's hard to trust those Dana White Contender Series guys, man. Like, you don't know who the fuck is stepping in. They look so good in the Contender Series, but like, who the fuck are they fighting? Like, who's their opponent?
Actually, I think that was 2 guys' first fight in the UFC. Wasn't it Felipe Buniz's first fight in the UFC as well, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, because Joshua Van at the end when he got on the mic, he even said that because I tweeted it. He said, "Welcome to the UFC." Yeah, like welcome to the big boys league, baby. You're here. Right. So, but yeah, Motto, big TKO finish over Tom Nolan. So that was huge. And then third knockout in a row, Gene Silva, Weston Wilson. This one was kind of just like a embarrassment, man. He came in there, handled business with ease. Weston Wilson didn't look like he even belonged in the UFC. I mean, 16-9, buddy. Get cut or get the fuck on.
Yeah, not in the octagon with Gene Silva for sure. Gene Silva looked like a fucking specimen too.
He did.
Oh yeah, it's time to go. You gotta go to Cage Titans, big dog.
Yeah. Did you see him after the fight put on the glasses and start barking like a dog in the octagon?
Yeah. That was sick.
What a crazy man. And then next on the list, we got the guy we were just discussing. So Murky, I know last week we were talking about this when we were doing the fight recap. We were like, oh, the Afghanistan fighter. Like, I remember watching him. That was his brother.
Okay.
So they're brothers, the Basharat brothers. The first Basharat brother fought last year. This guy is fighting this year. And they're both undefeated. Both undefeated in the UFC. So comes in, gets another big win, unanimous decision, 30-27 every round. So a big win. So now 12-0, undefeated, two Afghanistan fighters undefeated in the UFC. Something to keep an eye out on them. I mean, they're kind of dangerous, bro.
They are.
So, I mean,
I thought they were the same fucking person, man. Jesus.
We
did too.
Yeah, we did too. So we talked about it last week. We were like, oh, that's the guy. That's the same guy. And then it was not. So
we were fucking wrong.
It's a lot of brothers in the UFC now. It's sick.
Yeah, I know. I do. I love it, kind of, actually. It's kind of cool to see. And it's even weirder when they're in the same weight division, like the Taffa brothers. They're both heavyweights. They're both in the same division. Like, what happens when it comes down to it? Like,
it's going to happen. They're going to fight.
I'm pretty sure they said they would fight.
Yeah, they would, because they're fucking badasses.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah. How cool would that be? Like, that's like the Kelsey brothers playing against each other in the Super Bowl or some shit, you know?
Yep.
It's just cool when brother versus brother type shit. You get to see that.
It's a great story.
It is. I mean, imagine being the mom going, why'd you knock him out?
Proud mom, though, honestly. She's like, look at both my sons on TV. That's just incredible, dude. What a feeling for her.
Very protected mother.
You fed him right, you know?
Yeah, right? And then on to the next one. The first leg of the Over the Octagon parlay cashes with Marcus McGee over Ilia Topuria, Gaston Bolaños.
Why did you call him Ilia Topuria?
Because he fucking looks like an off-brand Ilia Topuria.
No. Money murky on
He does look. I mean, yeah, he kind of does, I guess. He looks like Ilia Topuria's like Down syndrome brother or something.
He does, though, dude. Everybody was saying it last night. It was so funny. When he was walking out, I go, fucking guy looks like Ilia Topuria. And then at the very end of the fight, Michael Bisping was like, does he not kind of look like Ilya a little bit?
Yeah,
And,
he does,
making his
man.
little dumbass comments, and then everybody on Twitter started posting about it. But Marcus McGee handling business, 9-1 fighting career, undefeated in the UFC, 3-0 in the UFC.
He's good.
9 fights, 9 finishes. And a big
Beast.
one at that too. I mean, second round coming in, just getting the big finish. So it was I want to say he caught him with a jab, right? Or was it overhand right? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, something like that.
But, it was a nice win by him. I mean, he's got a good run going right now. Probably should get a big fight next. Top 15.
Yeah, this was a huge fight for bantamweights, man.
Yep.
I don't know that I realized it last night. A lot of bantamweights, a lot of flyweights.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's kinda love that.
So, but yeah, it cashed. Marcus McGee, knockout, TKO. And then to finish off the prelims, Preston Parson, Matthew Semmelsberger. The guy cut his hair off, so he fucking sucks now.
Dog.
I mean, that's what happens, dude.
Yeah, triple fucking P made him look like shite.
Dude, he did.
Should
Hey,
have
I
kept the
told
ear,
you,
man.
We had our bet, friendly wager, last week. We both agreed on this fight. You picked Semmelsberger because you were like, I'm not going to go against a guy with a fucking mullet and a goatee. And I said,
And he came. That's true. You're
I
right.
said, I'll take Preston Parson. And then
Well,
this guy
then-
comes out with no fucking goatee or hair. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, well, there it goes.
Well, then, so in that case, the bet is void because
Void?
the bet is void because he didn't have the mullet and the fucking handlebar mustache, which was the whole basis of taking him in this fight anyway. So he shaved his head. So fuck that dude forever.
Yeah. You got to read
and
the
he-
terms and conditions, Joel. You got to read the T&Cs, bro.
To be
Yep,
honest,
he didn't read it.
he
Yeah.
could have gotten
Semmelsberger basically just agreed to be. Yeah, Semmelsberger basically just agreed to be part of the Apple human Sentai pad. He doesn't agree to the fucking terms and conditions.
He
He
could
doesn't read them.
He could have gotten cut last night, bro. 11-7 overall. He got completely dominated. 7 takedowns. Like, he was just getting dominated the whole fight. So Preston Parson ultimately gets the win, unanimous decision. So, and then we get onto the main card, starting out the night with one of the most disappointing fucking fights I've ever watched in my life. Waldo, where's fucking Waldo versus Andre the Pitbull Arlovski. And I think I may hate this guy more than Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, fuck him, dude. He's a bitch.
What a fucking loser, dude. You go
Most
in there-
hated fighter of the year.
Now, come on. At least give me this, though. At least Paddy Pimblett, when he's fighting, it's not boring.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not boring. He's a fucking ass. He's an idiot, but his fights aren't boring. This guy was bragging like he was beating the shit out of a champion when he was
Yeah, and he
beating.
wasn't.
He wasn't even beat. First of all, he wasn't even beating the shit out of a fucking.
He lost the strike battle by numbers. Just
He
FYI.
lost. Yeah, he lost the striking battle, and the guy. I mean, Andre Arlovski is a veteran, dude. 43 fights. What is it? 43 or 44 fights in the UFC. Some wild number. And this guy Waldo
insane.
Cortez is 11-1 somehow. I guarantee you, his next fight. I hope Dana White throws him to the fucking birds, gives him like Derek Lewis, and then gets fucking mauled.
Yeah.
Dude, Andre used to be one of my favorite fighters back in the day, man. And the thing is, the old Andre would stalk you down so hard. This dude wouldn't have stood a chance, man.
No.
And I was watching the main event, the Magomed, right? Dude, he reminds me of a young Arlovski back in the day, dude. Just watching him fight and stalk down his opponents, the
Who,
way he
Magomed?
just. Yes.
Yeah, kind
Completely.
of.
And I was like, holy fuck, but dude, fuck that guy. But Arlovski with the DX thing, that is huge, bro. He looked at him and said, suck it. That was amazing, dude.
But yeah, I mean,
Junior, yeah.
give him a good heavyweight. I want to see his ass get knocked out.
I want to see him get drugged by one of the Tofa brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking disrespect was unreal, and like all the showboating and all the bullshit. Like
no
you would
reason.
have thought that he was fucking dog walking him, and he wasn't. And it's like, dude, like this man's fucking 89 years old. Like you're not even beating him up. Like, you know, to be showboating like that, dude, you better be fucking whooping his ass, and you just weren't. And it's like,
You couldn't even get the finish, brother.
Yeah, you can't finish. You can't finish a 90-year-old man. Come on, bro. Fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's the pit bull or not. Like, my man, he's 104 years old. You can't can't even get the finish. You can barely hit him. Like, and you're showboating like that. Fuck out of here.
And to be honest, there was really no way. Like, there was even any point in the fight that Andre was like hurt.
Nah,
Yeah,
that fight was some bullshit. I mean, listen, credit to Arlovski for still fighting, but at the same time, like, he's not the same. Yeah, he's definitely not the same guy. Not even close. And it's just kind of like, you could tell, like, he was just in there, like, he was playing it safe too.
Yep.
I mean, Waldo Cortez, like, this man literally has an overhand right. That's all he's got.
Yep. And it don't even hurt.
Yeah, like, that's all he's got.
He threw it so much,
dude. And his fucking punches and hooks are just so wild. That, you know, that's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna get you far.
No, not in the UFC at least.
Nope, not at all. And then the next fight on the card, Bruno Ferrera and Phil Hall.
Phil, no chin Halls.
No chin Halls, bro. Rest in peace to chin balls.
No chin balls.
No chin balls Halls, because he ain't got no chin anymore, brother. That shit has been drug across the mud. And it's unfortunate, because what's crazy is he could probably go and win $1 million in PFL, but he's never going to get past the UFC top contenders.
No,
it's just not going to happen, man. And then Bruno Ferrera, or however you want to pronounce his last name, is a fucking dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, he's good.
11-1, came in as the shorter fighter too, in a battle with a guy who has heavy hands, and for a middleweight, dude, he's gonna be a problem, dude.
He impressed the fucking shit out of me, man. We were going wild during the fight, man. He's a unit, bro. That dude's strong as fuck too. He was throwing, dude. Did you see that one little judo throw he did?
Bro.
Yeah, he did a little judo throw. The dude was dude, when he's going to kill, he's just fucking headlights, bro.
Yep.
Dirty.
I agree. And that
can't wait to see him again.
That was a big knockout too, and it looked gross, man. Phil Hall is, I mean, I hate to say it, bud, but like, it's time to really think your career over again, dude. You're 12-6 all time. Probably should think about stepping away from the UFC and going to another organization. If I was in his shoes.
We'll have to see. I don't know, what his contract is like or something. He may get cut. He may not get signed again. I don't know. If he's got 2 more fights left, he's probably going to just fight out the rest of this contract. I mean, we don't know the details of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's all dependent on, him moving to another organization or whatever is all dependent on that information. Like, what's his contract look like? How many fights does he have left? Does he have any left? Does he have the freedom to choose and do something?
I mean, I'm going to put this out there. If there's any time for a fighter who is in their mind consciously telling themselves that I'm never going to be a UFC champion, but I'm good as fuck, right now is the perfect time to pull an NIL fucking college football deal and bounce the fuck out and go to a different organization, because the PFL, Bellator combo, like all of these organizations out there are looking to try to come close to being what the UFC is. So they're going to need fighters with some sort of credibility to try to help that. So, I mean, if you're going to do it, right now is the time to do it.
100%.
Just saying. So,
Bruno's on my list, bro. I'm watching him this year, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I don't hate that at all. He definitely has a chance to make a huge move in that division. Next fight on the card could have been the best performance of the night. Mario Batista and Ricky Simone. Batista coming in as, to me personally, going into this, I thought Simone had him covered in all aspects, whether it be ground, striking, everything. I thought he had him covered, and boy, was I wrong. I mean, Mario Batista came in with a chip on his shoulder and fucking showed out. I mean, he looked clean, bro. Everything about his striking looked clean. It just looked good. Looked all around good. I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due. The guy looked great. So
he's on a 6-fight win streak now. Coming off of wins, Damon Blackshear, Ricky Simon, Yeah, he looks like a fucking problem, man. He's a beast, and he's got a good chin. He was getting hit, he was getting taken down, but his cardio is crazy. Never gave up, and then like towards the later rounds, Simon started getting tired.
Yep. Oh yeah, he
and
definitely
fucking
did.
Batista just started fucking piling it on him. It
Thoughts
became
on the
undeniable.
30-27 though? Do you think 30-27 was the right call or 29-28?
I think 29-28. I think we said this last night when we were in Discord watching the fights. I think with the knockdown and takedowns, you give the first round to Ricky Simon, and then 2 was kind of a toss up to me, but I gave it to Batista, and 3 I gave to Batista. So 3, no doubt you give it to Batista. I don't think there was a question, because Simon couldn't get a takedown. Same thing with the second round. He got takedowns in the second round, but he didn't do anything with them. If damage is the biggest category that we're judging on, he gets a takedown, but Batista gets right back up, and there was no damage dealt. Then the takedowns really don't score that high. So that's why I gave Batista round 2 as well. But round 1, he got knocked down in round 1, and Ricky Simon took him down twice. So I had 29-28 for sure. The 30-27 seemed a bit egregious, but I don't think it matters. 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. Even it's still a unanimous decision either way. So.
True.
He looked good, man. And dude, he watching him off his back was incredible, dude. He got taken down, and we all said, "What is jiu-jitsu?" Because the way he was just literally, he's dirty, man. He's an all-around fucking fighter, dude. And that's another one that's on my list this year. He's got everything it takes to be a fucking boss.
Yep,
I agree.
He's sick.
Just fucking stand up.
What a name too, Mario Batista. Get the fuck, right?
Love it.
Does sound like a pretty like a badass like fighting name.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the co-main, the second leg on our OTO parlay. Unfortunately, it come to a quick halt. We are not going to Atlantic City for free. We are.
There's still time.
We're on to the next card. There's still time. We got more. But Jim Miller, it doesn't matter. I rooted for you for a KO, TKO. You still pulled out the sub. This guy is my dad's age, still out there fucking pulling off 5 wins, 5 finishes in his last 6 fights against, high contenders in the UFC. Gets the big neck crank in the 3rd round to finish it off. Gets it done, so now he can get into UFC 300. Let's take a shot at that. What'd y'all think, Jim Miller? What's next? What do we see next? What are we calling, boys?
Man, yeah, he brought out some crazy fights that what he thought would be next. I got anything is possible. He said he even wants to jump weight. Watching him fight Matt Brown would be incredible.
That would be huge.
Yeah, I agree.
God, that would be sick.
Matt Brown liked it. He wanted to do it. He said, "I'll do it."
That's the fight I would want to see more than him and Paul Felder, because I feel like Paul Felder hadn't even been training.
Nah.
Yeah.
I agree. Matt Brown would be good.
Yeah, Matt Brown's has the record for most knockouts in UFC history. That he seems to trade back and forth with Derek Lewis. So, but either way, that fight would be fucking badass, dude.
2 record holders, man, just fighting each other, man, and it'd be a fucking all-out war. Like, both are in great shape.
Yep.
Dude, Matt Brown. I love watching Matt Brown fight.
I know, he's the shit. Plus, he coaches his son's high school wrestling team and shit. Like, he's just the man. I fucking love Matt Brown. I would love to see that fight.
Let me ask you this. So should the UFC do something like this for like veterans of the sport, like guys who are coming to their end of their span in the UFC? They want to make a call out. They want to get their fight that they want to finish off their career, aka like John and Stipe type deal. Like, does the UFC venture out to like special rule fights for those kind of situations? Like, if Jim Miller, Matt Brown wanted to fight and they wanted to finish their career, no takedown fight, only stand up, no grappling allowed, just stand and bang, mutual agreement. Do you think the UFC should make fights like that if both fighters agree and want to do something like that? Like when Wonder Boy and Kevin Holland agreed not to take each other down, and they just mutually agreed not to do it and decided to just stand and bang the whole fight. But it was more of like a 1 FC like a gentleman's agreement type shit.
I don't think so. I think if that's what you want to do, you do it like Wonder Boy and because like there is no rules in place for them and they did that, no issue. So if that's what the fighters really want to do, that's what you need. I think adding, I'm not like a huge fan. It's interesting the flip-flopping of rules like ONE FC does and kind of the
different
switching
rounds, different things.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it's also kind of gimmicky. So I'm not like a huge fan of that really, and I just think they've been fighting in the UFC this whole time for so long, for fucking 15 years or whatever. Just let them fucking get in there. Whatever happens, happens. The Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's not the fucking, only throwing hands championship. It's not the fucking, no double legs championship. It's not the, fucking no submissions championship. It's the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So let them fucking get in there and just fucking fight. True. Whatever the fuck happens, happens. I think the only one I'd be interested in is fight to the death. That could be the only gimmick that they could add to it that I think would be sweet. Just fucking throw two vets in there. Yeah,
fight till a winner. Yeah, like something like that. I mean, they used to do that shit back in the day, like 30-minute fights, right? No rounds. The first like few fight wasn't there like tournament style, and it was no rounds, right? Wasn't it, or was it 10-minute rounds?
I think 10-minute rounds.
10-minute rounds, 30 minutes, 3 rounds, 10-minute long.
Dana wouldn't do it, man. He likes structure, and if you do something like that one time, then it's a free for all. Now the fans have say. No, Dana White wants to control it.
Fuck you, Dana White. God damn it.
He's great.
I'm just kidding. I love Dana White. But anyway, so let's get into the main event. Ankalaev, Johnny Walker, ended. I mean, I don't think I saw that kind of finish coming, but dude, that was kind of brutal.
Put some respect on his name, man. That dude's a beast. You kind of
have to, bro. He didn't look great in the first round. He kind of looked skittish a little bit.
I was fucking so pissed.
But what he was doing was, I think he was setting up Johnny Walker, just kind of reading his shit. Because, bro, the way he caught him and with that fucking just right, put him to the fucking ground, and then came with that uppercut on the ground, bro.
Nastiest. Nastiest uppercut I've seen in years, dude. He that fucking shit was amazing, man. And I wasn't a big fan, but that you gotta. He's been like number one contender for like 2 years, right?
Yeah,
he's been up there in the top 3. Yeah, top 3 for a while. There's a group of them now at light heavyweight that are all just kind of like, I'm next. Like Jamal Hill. Now you got Alex Pereira as the champ, which kind of throws a wrench in all of it. But you got Erie, Magomed, Jan Blachowicz, you could even throw in there.
Jan Blachowicz is insane still.
Jamal Hill. I mean, there's like there really is kind of a group of fighters, a handful of them that you could make a case for any of them to have the next title fight.
Yeah, it's fucking more stacked. And last year I was saying it was the most weak. And no, dude, it's fucking like these guys. I mean, that was a statement, and that uppercut still fucking haunts me, bro. That shit was clean as fuck.
Yeah, Johnny Walker's not enjoying his day today, I would imagine, because his nose got fucking exploded.
Yeah.
That shit was brutal.
He looked good. I feel like it could have gone either way, man. Yeah. But it could have, but I mean second round he was pissed.
If you had to say over or under 5, how many spinning back fists did he throw in the first round?
Over
5. I mean, dude, every fucking time he'd go in, he'd throw a spinning back fist just to try to knock him out.
Flashy.
What the fuck was he doing in there dancing? Remember, he's like,
well, he was throwing that fucking roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
That's like it's so telegraphed. But I mean, dude, that's Johnny Walker's style. Like that's his style. And
he's very weird, like a weird fighter,
unorthodox fighter. I mean, the thing is like when it works, it fucking works though. Like, dude, if he, this is a game of inches in a way, and everybody's got a puncher's chance. Like that's what makes fighting great.
To say I would have rather seen him versus Yuri.
Johnny Walker versus Yuri?
Johnny Walker versus Yuri.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Very similar fighting styles. I mean, Yuri's very unorthodox, very wild and weird with his strikes. I think it'd be a good fight. I would love to see that. I think if Yuri loses to is it Rokic?
Rokic. Yeah.
I think if he loses to Rokic, I think you make Johnny Walker Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to watch.
So
Yeah, because Johnny Walker's gonna have to let that nose heal up for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
But
You
now
might have to have
the
surgery on that
The
bitch.
question is, before we get into 297, what's next? Do we see Alex versus Jamal Hill, or do they bookmark Magomed Ankalaev for UFC 300 versus Alex Pereira for the belt?
I don't know. I mean,
until Jamal Hill gets back.
the other thing too is Pereira keeps calling out Izzy.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to happen. I don't think so.
But
I don't think
you
so.
know,
I mean,
it
do
could.
I think it'll sell?
Izzy's come
Yeah,
up.
but-
Izzy's come up to light heavyweight before.
Yeah, and lost.
Right, I know. I'm just saying, like,
So
you know,
why does
he's
he
done it
deserve it?
before. He doesn't deserve it,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
that's the biggest fight. These other fights aren't bigger than that.
I hate to say it, bro, but the end of that whole era it's over, bro. It's over. Usman era
Izzy,
over.
Usman,
Izzy era over.
yeah.
And Ngannou's gone. Like that
Right.
era of champions is done. We have fucking Sean O'Malley as a champion in the UFC. We have Sean Strickland as a champion in the UFC. If that doesn't tell you that era is gone, I don't know what
Right.
it is, dude. We have Alex Pereira, who is literally became a double champ in 3 years. Those fucking guys, I'm sorry, it's done, dude. It's done. It's done. I don't see Izzy ever being a champ again. Usman's not going to be a champ again. And it's just not happening, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well played. Well played. I couldn't agree more.
That era's done, man.
I want to thank everybody for watching part 1 of episode 51. We do the Johnny Walker Ankalaev 2 Fight Night recap, and now we're getting into the second part of the video. So if you enjoyed this part, make sure you go and find part 2, where we do a preview of UFC 297 Strickland and Duplessis. Forget, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop some comments, whatever you guys want to do. Blow this thing up for us, show some love. Appreciate it. On to the next one.